Hello, this is Dr. Lorna Heilig coming to you once again from Heilig's Virtual Nutrition Consulting. Today, I want to talk a little bit about getting back to nutrient-dense foods. Now, what are nutrient-dense foods? I will start off by saying what they are not. As opposed to the typical American diet, which is very energy rich, very high in calories, very high in salt, sodium, added sugar. Nutrient-dense foods are typically rich in vitamins and minerals and other essential nutrients that promote good health and also that are required for the maintenance of good health. Nutrient-dense foods are not high in saturated fats, added sugars, nor sodium. Now, what are some great examples of nutrient-dense foods? These would be foods such as our fruits and vegetables, seafood, so things such as salmon, whole grains, poultry, of course, without the skin. When you are preparing it, it's always better to, or at least when you're eating it, to take the skin off so that you would consume less calories. Nuts and seeds and legumes, lean cuts of meat, unprocessed, of course. The processed varieties would be laden with sodium and have to have preservatives added to them. And as well as non-fat or low-fat dairy products if you choose to use dairy products. Otherwise, you could substitute items such as almond milk, etc. Now, one may ask, is there a simple way to rate nutrient density? And my answer to that would be yes, of course. The more nutrients that you obtain from a food for the amount of calories that that food contains, the more nutrient dense that food would be. So, for instance, a nutrient dense food for the calories that it provides would also be providing needed vitamins, needed minerals, and have other components in there that are essential and not laden with fats, sugar, sodium, as I had mentioned before. Food labels can be of some assistance in helping you to identify not only caloric and fat contents of foods, but also beneficial nutrients that are also contained within the foods. So I actually recommend very much making sure that you always read food labels to assist you when having to choose food items. Now, what I want to do is to offer you some practical tips for making better selections of nutrient dense foods. So for those persons who have a so-called sweet tooth and like to go for sweet items, begin choosing pieces of fruit that that are sweet, naturally sweet, and use this as a replacement for candy and other sugary items. For those persons who love the crunch of chips, for instance, start to choose crunchy vegetables. You can dice them, slice them, make them into sticks, and utilize these in place of chips. Just make sure that you don't go for a high fat dip, which would negate your efforts in this area. Substitute more vegetables when you are either purchasing or preparing sandwiches, as well as for your favorite toppings for your favorite pizza, for instance. Whether you're purchasing a pizza or preparing one at home, uh, choose. There's so many veggies that can be chosen as typical toppings, mushrooms, um, so many bell peppers, red onions. There's so many things that uh, have so much beneficial effect that you can also use on top of that pizza. And it also helps to contribute to your 5 a day in terms of vegetable and fruit consumption. Use non-fat Greek yogurt to substitute for things like cream and sour cream if you have the urge to use something like that as a topping on your food item. Use whole grains such as whole grain rice and whole grain pasta if you're preparing these items as opposed to the ultra processed varieties. Make it a habit, as I've been encouraging in another video, to use more water and unsweetened teas in place of things like sugary drinks. Again, as I had used as a tip in a past video, you can add a hint of lemon or lime to make the water more palatable, but do make an effort in this area as opposed to consuming sugary drinks. Now, if you would like to speak with me further regarding these tips and the entire issue of getting back to nutrient dense foods, you can connect with me on my YouTube channel or on my blog at https://www.letstalkhealthandnutritionwithdrh.com. I look forward to continuing the conversation. See you soon.